Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers and subscribers, at the channel we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. That is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives on this channel. We at this channel aid criminals, their financiers, their supporters, enablers, and the likes with a passion, and we do not want them over here. Yes, let us repeat ourselves. We do not want any criminal supporters over here. Please, we do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes, or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you, the criminal supporters, enablers, financiers, and all the likes, to go to prison or madness. Let me repeat myself. We at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we do not want the criminal supporters and their circle over here. We want you to go to prison or madden. Moving on to our video. Yeah, so, we always say, whenever we start in a video, look at the LCD. Yes, although you're looking at the LCD where it says Jamaica Young Police channel where informers are celebrated, yes. And the reason why we are doing this video and saying that is that we want our informers in Jamaica, if you have any problem reporting any criminality with your local police because of lack of trust, yes, of course, there are police officers in Jamaica who are they are criminals too. And we're not going to hide that. We don't pretend because we always tell the truth, Of course, you have police who are criminals and they're criminal celebrity in the police force too. So we are saying that if you have information and you are afraid to share it with your local police, yeah man, contact the Jamaica Young Police channel. That's the number right there, 954-556-0275. And your information will be confidential because it's only yours truly that take care of calls and disseminate information and will pass it on to the relevant authorities. We are talking about people we trust. We're not talking about we can't tell you. We won't pass it on to officer like ACP Gary Mackenzie. Yeah, we were cadets, and we won't pass it on to Colin Mackenzie either. We know the criminal police in the police force. And the reason why we say without any apologies, yes. And we can, anything that we said here, we can provide evidence. Yes, because Gary Mackenzie is a criminal in a uniform. Him is a money courier. Yeah, we talk about, strap on money from America, carry it back to Jamaica for members of the Klansman gang in a Spanish town. Criminal, yeah man, police officer. Yeah, so moving on. So we're going to share a video with you, Oh, and we know that some people, no, hey, look here, we're not jealous or biased, we're not care about the guy, we're just say truth as it is. Because if you're a police officer and you know that somebody want to kill another person because they view that person as an informer or for some reason or the other they have them, and you know and you pretend like you don't know, you're not a police officer, you're a criminal. So it's only goes to show you that you cannot be trusted, because if we were all cadets, and I would think that that because you are from the same background, although a different community, that share the same the reason why you join the police force is because you want to see better. But no, it's all about what's in it for me. But these are the people who are leading the police force, and these are the face of the media. But I saw it going, people, you can't shame the shameless, You understand? And corruptors will always be corruptors. Some people, I just saw it, and people vex when you speak the truth. But the truth will return the guilty. And we just all about the truth here. And look, and we don't care who the guy or who the girl is. If you want to fix it, it's your business. So exposing corruption, the untold story of Jamaica's most notorious top cop. So today we'll show you a video of a man who is arguably one of Jamaica's most corrupt top cops in history. Yes, apart from Roy Thompson. Roy Thompson did and gone, him all corrosion, thief too. Yeah, Roy Thompson, the only person where I would have said beat Roy Thompson by far, because Roy Thompson did corrupt but not in the way that Owen Ellington corrupt. So how do I say Owen Ellington is the most corrupt, right? I'm so corrupt still doing it. You understand what I'm saying? Can't believe that police officer corrupt and wanna fight for the #1 position as being the most corrupt. But yet, you have people who love them, I tell you, cause like all, some police, them boy OE, them I tell you boy OE this and OE that. But one thing with them, you see, the same way like how the populace think. If them like you, no matter how much crime you commit, them can't speak the truth and say, boy, no, what the person you do is wrong. No, them not going to do that. They're going to tell you that because them like that person, everything is fine. I see me in a world like that for me. If me and your friend and you commit any crime or you do anything that is wrong, I am going to call you out. So that's why I have little or no friends. I can tell you that, yeah. And most of the people them that I dealt with, some of them are hypocrites and pretend like them really like me, but them not really like me and them things. I've experienced so many things in my life, but sometimes, as them say, if all the truth is known on earth, there be no peace on earth. Yeah, man, people, I am a genuine person, at heart, genuine. Anyone who knew me and know me as a person, whether from me a youth, or grow up, or as an adult, as a police, anyone can tell you that I am not a genuine person. I am telling you that they are a liar. I am one of the most genuine person that you could ever meet. Even people I know, I grew up with, I know them do things, and I confront them about it. Shock, can't believe because them feel say boy, them superior to others because them have money. No, me not deal with things like that. Me deal with the truth and raw and dialogue with the truth. I don't care who's the guy or who's the girl. If you do something wrong, Chris, you can bet say Chris I go ask you about it. Chris now go pretend like say boy, you above. You're above him. No, nobody no superior to me. So I go ask you, I go confront you about it. So this man, Owen Ellington, lost his privilege to travel to the United States of America, despite having American children. Yes, one of whom lives in Pembroke Pines, Florida, and is a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I know when I'm son, yeah, I don't know if him wife know. Me not try cause no problem for him and them thing, because every man have a right for him own privacy and them thing, you understand? The whole of it, because you understand, but him still married to the same woman. And you understand what I'm saying? And I just saw it go. So so them are peas in a pod, and you have to give thanks to that. For him life, really, him wife forgive him. Although, women are some bitter people, them, you understand what I'm saying? But I just saw it go, they ride or die together. So Owen Ellington stands out when it comes to corruption and shameless behavior, and we say it without any apology. So his departure from office as Jamaica's top cop was unprecedented. Yet, in the mainstream of Jamaican society, he is revered like a deity and celebrated by others who have served in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And we are telling that, yeah, I mean, Owen Ellington is revered by police, and then we tell you, because them lie just like the people them in Jamaica, I tell you, like the same carousing them. Police, you understand? We see him promote some of the most, we are talking about criminal police them, So this reference is baffling, given the cloud of corruption that surrounds him. In fact, I used to see him as an anti-police, you understand? But when he was commissioner of police, him do some good thing when he come on to fighting crime and them thing there. And him realize, cause him used to be sympathetic to criminals, But that's like a two-face, you understand? So Ellington's fall from grace highlight the deep-rooted issues within the system. Despite his tarnished reputation and the serious allegations against him, he continues to enjoy a status that should be reserved for individuals of unquestionable integrity. So this video will shed light on the realities of his actions and their consequences on Jamaica's law enforcement and society. We at the Jamaica Young Police channel, yes, and also we attack everyone, we attack the subscribers, viewers and Patreon member, yeah man, we expose liars, con artists and scammers because the truth matters. Understanding the depth of corruption within our institutions is crucial for real change. By revealing the true nature of Owen Ellington's legacy, we aim to encourage accountability and integrity in leadership. So join us as we delve into this critical narrative. It's time to question why such individuals are still held in high regard and to demand better from those in position of power. Let's work together to create a society where honesty and justice prevail over corruption and deceit. Some people say that is a tall feat. Some people say it's easier for snowfall in Jamaica than I'll eat right now what's going on in the world. You understand? Yeah. So the world is just a corrupt world we live in, and people who are not corrupt, they are not lauded, revered, and celebrated in a society where corruption is rampant. Them see you as somebody who chat too much, and you them see as the enemy. So the shocking reality of the Jamaica Constabulary Force cadet program. So we'll tell us about the cadet program. So as a former police cadet like Owen Ellington, yeah man, I was a police cadet and many others, I have realized a stark truth, exposed mainly by social media. It seems like I am a rarity because most of the Jamaica Constabulary Force cadets who have served are thieves, robbers, political activists, supporters, or outright criminals. Let me repeat myself. It seems I am a rarity because most of the Jamaica Constabulary Force cadets who have served are thieves, robbers, political activists, supporters of or outright criminals. Even more troubling is that they are supported and protected by their peers. I recall vividly my time as a serving member, proudly proclaiming my credential as a police cadet. To my dismay, senior detective would chastise me saying, "Porter, you're not a police cadet, so stop saying that because you do not have an ounce of cadet philosophy." Their comments left me embarrassed, hurt, and deeply bothered. So them used to say some things when I was at training school. So, boy, cadet a thief and this and that. But because I know that I wasn't a thief or anything like that, I know that I was totally different. I used to defend my cadet credentials. And I used to think that most cadets their thinking were like me. Of all the 13 of us in my time who were cadets, I can tell you, yeah, I can proudly name the ones who are not thieves. Or this, when we say thief, we are talking about thief when they're involved in criminality. A brother named Courtney Lodge, although Courtney Lodge is a rear admiral, you know, yeah man, I mean. Courtney Lodge him come from St. Mary. Courtney Lodge is a rear admiral. If you read all in book, you hear him, the man they tell you in the book, in him book, say boy, a brother named an ex-rear admiral named Peter Lewis and all kind of thing. But I mean, I know the man that do it still doing, but I feel them thing that. The man that hide it, say them a rear admiral. When I say hide it, the man that put it all in them book. Him named Courtney Lodge. The man in a big bank in and them thing. Him did was cadet to one of them thing and him leave the country and come to America study, come back and become a DSP. And him left the police force because and in a banking and now him live in Canada. Them man they know if you navigate the system. You understand? Yeah. So but them man they are big rear admiral. Yeah man, Courtney Lodge. Him come from St. Mary, Port Antonio. Yeah, so we can tell us Lodge and a thief. Him a rear admiral. Then you have a brother now we call him dead now, named Fitzroy Dad. Yeah, we call him Mama Drunkra. I just saw it go on him thing. As cadet, people get name and him thing that him dead. So yeah, we can't tell us we are search. We can't find no others from our era as cadet where we can say I'm a thief. Yeah, I just them two other cadet there and myself out of 13 away. So everybody else them mix up them a thief and them all migrate, them turn drug dealer, them a criminal and robber and all them thing there. Even one of them now, yeah, I'm in America, I'm an American citizen, and them man they get deported. Them man they got a jail a Canada 2 times and get deported, And Jamaica, when the PNP in a power, then give him clean police record. Yeah man, him named Christopher Brother J. Ebert. Wait. Yes, say it was the first of his birthday and Daxton Reed birthday at the 4th. So I tell you, yeah, and all of them people mix up in all kind of things, selling drugs are foreign and all of them things. Me me totally different and them rob people and and yet still of all of the people them and me come from the worst community. So you see sometimes when we say worst community, my community was the kind of the place back then. When you join the police force, people look down on you and them will label you without even knowing your reputation, your character, and integrity. All them would label you, say, you are the worst of the worst, when you are the best of the worst. Yes, how you mean? Yeah, you understand? Because none of them character and reputation can stand up to mine. I'm proud to say that without any apology. So I discovered the stigma attached of being a cadet in the JCF only later. Cadets were viewed in a completely different, often negative light. My ignorance about this perception was glaring, and it was a harsh awakening to understand the reality of the situation. The cadet program intended to produce exemplary officers has instead become synonymous with corruption and criminality for many. Even a rear admiral and everything. Yeah, just like how them say Gary Mackenzie, I join him giant lodge. Man can't play with him balls and him around here. So him say him go both ways, rear admiral thing. I don't know the man that do it still, the man can't, hey, boy, I don't know. That's just allegation, we're not a facts on the party, but we have facts, yeah man, and we have corroborated evidence to say that this man, not because we are cadet, we're not, that this man is a money courier. Yeah man, carry drugs money for criminal in America. And we have the evidence. We don't say things because we just say it. You understand? And him can't come out and deny it. But him know I face a JCF, yeah man, like him what PTSB. Yeah, so I just saw it go on them thing, and the police force they just have criminal all over. Them just criminal in a uniform. Yeah, so this betrayal of trust and duty is not only a personal insult, but a significant concern for the integrity of law enforcement in Jamaica. So it's time for a change. We must hold those in power accountable and demand higher standards from those who serve and protect. The value of honesty, integrity, and justice should be the cornerstone of the JCF, and those who deviate from these principles must face consequences. So join me in advocating for reform in the Jamaica Constabulary Force Cadet Program and the broader force. Let's work together to ensure the badge symbolizes honor and service, not corruption and crime. We need a Jamaica force we can trust, and that begins with acknowledging and addressing these steps, deep-rooted issues. So the pervasive criminal culture in Jamaica a call for awareness and action. Whether we want to believe it or not, Jamaican criminal culture is not just limited to the ghetto or specific part of the country. It is embedded deeply within Jamaican society as a whole. And this includes the Jamaica Constabulary Force. This troubling reality is exemplified by figures like Owen Ellington, the first cop in Jamaican history to be arrested and charged with corruption, fraud, and conspiracy. Although he was acquitted, it wasn't due to innocence, but because of technicalities and a flawed investigation. Ellington's case highlights a systemic issue within the JCF. The investigator, possibly influenced by those in power, seemingly tried his best to help Ellington, an elite figure positioned to complete the dismantling of the police force. This collusion underscored the corruption that runs through the institution that uphold the law. Jamaica's criminal culture is pervasive and affects every level of society. It allows individuals in position of authority to act with impunity, knowing systemic flaws and powerful allies shield them. This reality erodes public trust and undermines the principle and justice of fairness. So we want so we have let you watch the video, with Owen Ellington, and we'll come back, and address the meat of the matter, we'll continue the journey. So we want you to watch, big up Owen Ellington and them thing there. We can't say it, because even a brother when you read a pinnock. Hey, look here, me say, this is when I realized that I was totally different as a cadet. So them have a cadet group, on WhatsApp. So, so not all, I was invited to the group, or I was added to the group. You're going to see some little youth and them thing that there are cadet, them in a denim. When me a cadet and them thing that we used to have, we own uniform. Them change everything. And them bring a man from the army. We change everything about the police force. And you understand, and denigrate the police force and take away all the number one, all police are graduate. Them are graduating in a tunic, them are graduating in a denim or something, you know, where you do rough working and them thing. Disrespect to the police force and the people them in the police force allow it. You understand? The culture of the force not supposed to change, because even in a United States military, you can't get that change. So we can't tell you now. So I was added to the police police cadet group. Yeah, man. Owen Ellington was in it too, and yeah, all of them. The Zuki, Thief in Zuki, we say my Christian and all kind of corals now. Even a policeman that I knew. When I say knew him, I don't know him personally, but I knew that he was arrested and charged with murder in a St. Elizabeth, yeah. And the murder that he was arrested and charged is that he took the man, yeah man, him come with the AK-47, so him and the man go and load a ganja plane in a St. Elizabeth. And then after them get the money and them thing, them kill the man and say a shootout. Yeah man, him dead, I understand, say him pass away during COVID. So when now I was added to the group now, I wrote that I hate thief in police and stuff like that. Then you have this guy now up New York, him named Ernie. I don't remember him last name. Him named Ernie, yeah, he was cadet too. Yeah. And hey, me just not knowing say the police cadet them are criminal, you know. I can't name all of them that were in it and them thing. Every one of these people who I was cadet with were in there too, and even one of a prominent lawyer with Westmoreland named Devon Brown. Yeah man, Dog Brown. And I made that statement that I hate thief in police. And this is what the man them said. The brother named Ernie come out and said, the brother here in a wrong group, you know. I'm for say something like that. Me, you know, as a former police, you know, and cadet, I said, boy, me not like thief in police and this and that. Not knowing say majority of people them in a group are thief. Yeah man, so that's when I realized, and guess what? So I was there now defending, law and order and, ethical police and honesty and truthfulness. I was kicked out of the group, man. Yeah man, by the same brother when named Ernie. Then months after that, him not now, same brother Ernie, I send me text now, say me want me for donate money to him to some car. I tell him say after the man, I tell him say I support criminals, yeah, period. You understand? Because I was in the group and he was one of them who instrumental of kicking me out of the group. Because I said that I don't like thief in police. Never did know that people who are cadets are dishonest people. Yeah man, and then them kick me out of the group. Then after that, and it has to do with the one named Zuki. Yeah, Zuki, whether or not you want to believe Zuki, the man that was non police, the man was not police, the man that was criminal, allegedly activists in a uniform. Anything to do with PMP and them thing that the man they are PMP activists in a uniform. The man that was criminal straight out. Danai Williams boy. Yeah man. And in a long run, hey, them drop him like hot potato. So I want you to watch this video with Owen Ellington, and you watch, you listen, and you decide.
So Era 1 wearing blue, they are representing St. James and over Westmoreland and Shawnee.
Sure,
they're in red, they're representing St. Sportland. Team in yellow, that's Area 3. Clarendon, Manchester. Area 4 in green.
Pleased to meet you. Yeah man, I just want this to say, cadet, we get every rank in IJC, and it's our commissioner.
Team purple representing Area 5, that's St. Catherine North, St. Catherine South, St. Andrew North, and St. Thomas.
So,
Area 6,
enjoying the food.
National Police College. Area 7.
Presentation. We can get some more. Yeah. Come, you see the I'm trying to get some more cups. You might not get more bottles, but we'll get some more. Cups are temporary thing, man. The box is not permanent.
If you look at the finals, he got
hoping to wake up her head.
Maybe you put on a little bit of it. That's about it. That's about it. What are you? This is Bellas. This is Bellas. The great. I want to go back and give me something among Thomas Lamina. That's good. Kazuki, where do you know him? Where do you know him, Martha? No.
That's the 800 liter female.
There's enough to keep take it to it off head, man. After all that, same one. A long time I say yeah, me talk to him about 4 months ago.
Yes, I must admit here at the Jamaica Young Police Channel that I am very biased. Yeah, man, when I say I'm very biased, when it comes on to MacArthur Sutherland, reason being is that this man is a police officer with an impeccable character. Yes, so we have to give credit where credit is due. And very rare, we have an officer like MacArthur Sutherland that is serving in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Yes, most time, even as officers, you have officer with impeccable character, them have a little shade here or a little shade here. This man have zero. Apart from, them start a rumor against the man. Yes, the same typical thing. The same thing after them try all kind of things with yours truly. How many people that I have murder, and you understand, they even want to, pin killings on me that I don't even know of. Then when that didn't work, yes, I kill people in them. They bring all witnesses. I kill people in them sleep. They brought witness to say that I had changed barrel of M16. How many M16 I have? 3, because they want to say that that's my chosen weapon that I have used. Yes, when I was on the street to send people to because once my life is threatening, I'm gonna act. So they use all kind of people to turn. So they have used, when that did not work, they came out with another one now, the one that they used to despise people in the community. Yes, you understand. So we're not gonna repeat what they came out with MacArthur Sutherland, but they did the same thing to us to tarnish our reputation. But we know what they have said about him. Lies. Yeah, I saw police there and them thing there. Yeah, man, you don't know police. Police are the biggest propagandists. You see, especially until them not like you. And because you're not corrupt and them thing, the MacArthur Sutherland are not a thief. Yeah, man, they will find all kind of things, say, to sully his name or your name. So into today's world, data reigns supreme. Those who ignore or misinterpret data they encounter inevitably set themselves up for failure. At our channel, we value your feedback immensely, and we understand that your insights are invaluable. This feedback and our data analytics guide us in tailoring our content to suit your needs and preference better. We have heard from many of you, our dedicated viewers, Patreon members, and subscribers regarding the length of our videos. We recognize that too lengthy content can be daunting and may not fit into your busy schedules. We are committed to keeping our non-live videos, below 40 minutes. You understand? This adjustment makes our content more accessible. Yeah, so we keep it under 40 minutes because we don't want to bore. Because we have to, hey, look here, our most important audience member, whether or not you want to believe, are the old people. Them love we, because we are telling us them watch the channel religiously. You understand? Yeah, and they're not like like the goldfishes, 15 seconds and them start. No, the old people, them attention span. That's why we are telling us the older people, them attention span is very, very good. And boy, I just hope some of the young people them will be able to get some of the old people them traits. You understand? One day, yours truly, I get old too, so that's why we have to respect them, because hey, look, it's an honor until you live to see a certain years, because most youths them now live past the 25. You understand? General Starkey, yeah, one of the more revered and loved criminal in Jamaica live to see 26. You understand? Yeah, so this adjustment make our contents more accessible and enjoyable. Enjoy and easily consume and appreciate what we create. To further enhance your experience, we are introducing a particular Patreon member option for just $6.99 a month. You can access the full version of our videos and exclusive perks. This tier is designed to offer significant value and exclusively to our most dedicated supporters. We are incredibly grateful to our Patreon members in England, Spain, France, the United States, the Cayman Island, and Canada. Yes, we even say I won't forget the Bahamas for the ongoing support. Your contribution helps us to continue to produce high quality content. So each of our videos will now end with a clear call to action, inviting viewers to join our Patreon community. This highlights the benefits of membership and encourage more of you to take advantage of the extended content and special perks we offer. We take pride in being responsive to your feedback and proactive in implementing solutions that cater to your preferences. This engagement is key to building a strong, supportive community around our channel. Your input drives us to improve continuously, and we are committed to using your feedback to guide our future content. Together, we will continue to produce excellent work and deepen our connection with you. Thank you for being an integral part of our journey. Your support, whether through viewing our content, being a part of a Patreon member, or providing feedback, is invaluable to us. Let's keep growing and evolving together. So this is part 1 of part 2 of this series. Yeah, man, we are showing about the most corrupt top cop in Jamaica. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.